welcome to Times Now's Election Yatra. I'm Pratibha Chandran and today I'm joining you from the stunning Nilgiris district in Tamil Nadu. And this is a beautiful tea plantation. Ooty is known for the tea plantation, the tribal communities. Today in our episode, we put our focus on the voters. What is it that the people of this region want? For the tea plantation workers, is it about better working facilities? Is it about the tourism boost in the region for the residents here? Or is it the rights of the tribal communities? We put our focus on all of this. Remember, it's been a direct fight between the Dravidian parties in this entire Nilgiris district, AIADMK versus the DMK. But since 2019, the DMK has seen not just a surge, but in the Lok Sabha elections, they even got more than 50% of the vote share. Can they hold on, make this region their stronghold, or will the AIADMK BJP combine, put out a fight? That's what we're going to see in today's episode. Today, the election yatra is in western Tamil Nadu as we enter the scenic and picturesque mountain range of the Nilgiris. For a long time, politics in western Tamil Nadu has been dominated by the AIADMK, which is why today we are here to find out what the mood is like on the ground. While AIADMK is historically known to be the stronger party here, this also happens to be the Lok Sabha constituency of the DMK MP A. Raja, who was elected for a third term in 2024. Which is why in Ooty and across the Nilgiris, the terrain is tough, but so is the political contest. So when we mention the Nilgiris district and when you think of the region in the Nilgiris, the one thing that comes to mind is the tea plantation. Lush greenery all around as far as the eyes can see, and we are here in the Sea of Green to talk about what are the issues for the people. Because for the tourists, for families who are coming here, it's all about the beautiful scenery that you see around, the beautiful pictures that you can take from here. But for the people of the region, this is not just their way of life, but this is also their sole income. About 80% of the people in the entire Nilgiris district actually depend on tea plantation. Their families are dependent on this income. In these elections, what are the key changes that they're looking for? What are the important issues for you? We discuss as we speak to the tea plantation owners as well as those who are working in the farms to find out what is the mood on the ground, considering they are the biggest vote bloc of the Nilgiris district. In the 2021 polls, the AIADMK managed to win 4 out of the 6 assembly constituencies that fall under the Nilgiris Lok Sabha limits. And if the AIADMK would want to return to power, it is crucial for them to retain this stronghold. While the Nilgiris is a region that largely depends on agriculture, this region is well known for its tea cultivation and the Nilgiri tea that's unique to this region. While the state takes pride in their Nilgiri black tea, does this thriving local ecosystem get the support it needs from its politicians? As the tea plantation workers head out early in the morning and toil for the day, they are earning their livelihood, they are earning their incomes. More importantly, in the elections, they also form a very important electorate for the people, considering 80% of the economy from here comes from the tea plantations. So they form a very powerful electorate, and today we find out from them what are the key issues for them in the elections, what is the kind of help that they're looking for the government, and which is the government that they seek in power so that there is help for them. Let me speak to a few of them. Madam, ungalode pera? Renuka. Okay. Ee vote podumbodhu ungalode mukyama vishayam eno? What are the main issues in the election for you?
Main issues na ipo நம்ம டீ பொடிக்கிற லீஃப் பொடிக்கிறவங்க எல்லாம் ரொம்ப வந்து இந்த மழை டைம்ல ரொம்ப இது பண்றாங்க. அதுக்கு ஏதாவது கவர்மெண்ட் இது பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்கும். மத்தபடி நம்ம ஸ்கூல்ல எல்லாம் இங்க ஸ்கூல் ஓகே, மத்தபடி காலேஜ் போகணும்னா குழந்தைங்களா கீழே கோயம்புத்தூர் சைடு கீழே பக்கம் தான் போக வேண்டியதா இருக்கு. அந்த நீலகிரியில ஒரு நல்ல காலேஜ், மெடிக்கல் காலேஜ் அந்த மாதிரி கட்டி கொடுத்தா எங்களுக்கு கொஞ்சம் ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும்.
Okay, so better education and also ensuring more infrastructure here. So உங்களுக்கு யார் பிடிக்கும்? திமுகனா, அதிமுகனா?
அப்படி எல்லாம் ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. எங்களுக்கு நல்ல அரசா வரணும், நல்லா அமையணும், விலைவாசி கம்மி பண்ணணும், மக்களோட நல்லது கட்டதெல்லாம் பூர்த்தி செய்யணும், அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அரசு அமையணும்னு நாங்கள் ஆசைப்படுறோம். ஏடிஎம்கேன்னும் இல்லை, டிஎம்கேன்ட்டும் இல்லை. எது நல்ல அரசு வரவங்க மக்களை அனுசரித்து நல்லா விலைவாசி எல்லாம் கம்மி பண்ணி நல்லா செய்யணும். அதுக்கு தான் நம்ம ஓட்டு போட்டு எடுத்து வைக்கிறோம்.
Okay. Very important, because voters are the ones who decide who will be in power. Like we mentioned, they are a very important vote bloc, but often they don't vote in absolute unity, which means that they are not one chunk together that vote for one particular party. So the votes are split. In the Lok Sabha elections, the DMK has been very, very strong here in the last two elections, whereas in the assembly elections, of the 6 assembly seats in the region, AIADMK has won 4. So it is a region that sees the loyalties change between the two Dravidian parties. This time there is the BJP in the mix and there is TVK in the mix as well. How different is it going to be will be very interesting to watch. So you saw me plucking some of the tea leaves, and today we're going to do chai pe charcha in the real sense, but this is of course much before the tea leaves reach your cup and of course in the pot. We are at the tea plantation, greenery all around, and this is synonymous with the Nilgiris district, with Coonoor, with Ooty. We have with us the owners of the Brooklyn Tea Company who are joining us on the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us on Times Now's Election Yatra, Shrinek and Kunal. It's beautiful. Firstly, you know, as people visit Ooty, the first thing they see in this entire region in Nilgiris district is the tea plantations. But I'm sure behind this beauty, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. Tell us a little bit about how it works.
Yeah, so it starts off with a plantation. Any good tea which comes in your cup, your plantation has to be maintained very well. So it requires a lot of labor force, and you have to have your fertilizer cycles proper. And the main thing is your climate. The rain has to help you grow proper leaves. So then you have these. Then the plucking starts. Then it comes to your factory. Then it comes to the factory where quality check is done, and the leaves are graded according to quality. And a particular kind of leaf is only accepted in the production, and the production happens. So the life cycle today, if the leaf is plucked, it should be manufactured by tomorrow morning. So there's a little bit of withering in the leaf. That means the moisture is removed in the leaf, and then you go do the production. So today, if your leaf is plucked, by tomorrow evening, the tea is manufactured. But it requires a lot of, the know-hows. There are a lot of SOPs to be followed to maintain quality. There are a lot which has to be followed to get a very good cup of tea.
Okay, so one simple chai cup that we have, it comes with a lot of checks and balances that are done here. Only then we get that perfect brew. So how have you seen things change? Has the government been of help in expanding the business, taking the business everywhere, or does it turn out to be a hindrance? What has your experience been like?
Ma'am, the biggest game changer has been this MSME.
Okay.
The MSME, they have started giving a lot of subsidies to the factories. So if you buy a new equipment, you get anywhere between 50 to 60% of subsidy. So you have to have a pact with the MSME department and the government, and they help you a lot. Before they used to buy machines based on they used to go get quotation, get machines, and it should be paid in cost. Now the government is supporting in such a way that if you want machines, 50 to 60% is given by the government. There's only one thing which we used to get before. There's something called as a duty drawback.
Okay.
This was so we export goods. So some part 4 to 5% used to come back as duty broker, but that has been removed by the government. I think if this comes back, there will be a lot of help for the exporters, to expand in a big way.
But how do you think the government can help? Also, you spoke about the workers here. How long does it take to train them, and what are the welfare schemes you think the government can provide for them for improving their lives?
Ma'am, one big thing I would suggest is, to have, medical facilities, good medical facilities. We lack good medical facilities in our region. Anything we have to go to a place called Coimbatore, any medical emergency. Some medical facilities really, to help, at an affordable price for everyone it is. If that comes up, where we don't have to really think where, you have to, even some medical facility emergency comes up, because everyone, we a small estate, a small factory needs about 100 families to support that particular factory, a small factory. I'm saying larger factories, maybe even 300, 400 families. So, in terms of medical facilities, in terms of good education, affordable education and good education, be it government schools or be it good affordable education is what we require. The next generation of these skilled workers can really grow, and they can reach different good levels in their thing. This is what we require from the government, ma'am.
Okay, a government that supports the economy here, supports the tourism here in a sustainable manner, not just
and the factories also, and the factories in a big way. Yeah, in a big way.
In a sustainable manner, so that there is a long-term solution. We already see the beauty of it, but continue the good work. That's the word.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
When it comes to Ooty and the surrounding Nilgiris mountains, job opportunities are not aplenty, which is why for any political party that wants to reign supreme in the Nilgiris, amplifying economic growth could prove to be a game changer for the local community. While its contribution to the state's economy is modest, the district holds a significant position in Tamil Nadu's agricultural landscape. From the hilly terrains of Wayanad in Kerala, we have come towards the Nilgiris in Tamil Nadu, and as you can see all around me, tea plantations are almost everywhere. Everywhere that our eyes can go, you can see tea plantations. That's what this area is famous for. The politics in this region is also very different. There is, of course, a lot of population from outside as well. There are migrant workers here. There is also a huge tribal population. What are the key issues for them? We're going to be talking about that. Are they looking for a boost in tourism, better working conditions? Are they looking for more development here? That's what we're going to find out here in the region. The DMK is strong. Which way are the winds blowing this time around in the elections? Let's find out. The Nilgiris is heavily dependent on local farm produce, and ultimately, land disputes often impact the local residents and its working class population. The district also has a significant tribal population, many of whom work in the tea estates around the district. Today, we find out what are their issues and what they want from the next government. In Times Now's election yatra, it has always been our endeavour to speak to not just the bigger electorate or the vote block, but also get you every voice that counts. And when we are in Nilgiris, a reserved constituency, we are also going to be speaking to the Toda community to find out what is important for them this election, what are the key issues for them. So in today's episode, we are actually going to give you a glimpse of something that perhaps you have never ever seen. As we are right outside the temple of the Todas, we are going to show you a glimpse of the ceremony that is performed. And Tarun sir, if you can tell us the significance of what is going to happen now.
So you have these rounded stones, which have usually been carried from distant, rivers and these areas, like those distant rivers like known as Pol were and all that. So in those days, they have carried and brought these stones up, and they're usually brought here and kept around each temple. And people usually after a ceremony, a very important ceremony, they lift it onto their left shoulder as a prowess of strength. And if you lift it with brute strength, it's incredibly difficult to lift.
Okay.
So what you have to do is you have to lift it up in 3 jerks.
Okay.
There.
This looks very difficult and it also looks extremely heavy.
It's very heavy.
So
it's extremely heavy. People sometimes when VIPs come and all that, their commandos try and lift it because anybody can try. I mean, if it's taken out of that court, yes, other people can lift it.
Okay.
And I've had, VVIPs, commandos coming and say, can I try? I said, try. And they just try and they just drop it.
Okay.
So with brute strength, it's difficult.
In fact, what I've witnessed in the language that you were speaking as well, you mentioned that they are the indigenous tribe of Nilgiris and they have been here for over 3,000 years. But there is a very different language in the dialect, at least to me, it sounds very different from Tamil.
Correct.
Where does the language come from? What is the history of the language? And is it actually very different from Tamil?
So phonetically, it is aberrant. It's difficult to pronounce for the local population. For example, if in Tamil you have 12 vowels. Now, vowel is a basic thing in a language, right? In Toda, you have 17.
Oh, okay.
Right, so even vowels. So
tell me a little, in a certain sentence in Tamil versus in the Toda language, just to see or hear how different it sounds.
So the most basic thing which people from all over know that when you come to Tamil Nadu, you'll say, Nalla irkingla, are you well? Now in Toda, you'll say, Ultishya. So it is, it sounds different.
Yeah.
But it has the same origin.
Okay.
In a very distant way. And when you saying bye to somebody in Tamil Nadu, you say, na poit varen. So in Toda, you'll say, on fish vashkin.
Okay. And is it a language that is now fading? Do you think so? And from the community, are the people also now integrating into other jobs and moving away from the community? What is the trend that you have witnessed?
See, the government of Tamil Nadu is very aware of this thing because you see, as per UNESCO, the Toda language is listed as a critically endangered language. Last year they started a project called Tolkudi scheme. It's for the oldest of the Adivasis, the Tolkudi scheme. So after my retirement from dentistry last year, I have now taken up this project, the government of Tamil Nadu. So I'm running this center where I'm running this project, the Tolkudi project, for the revitalization of Toda language and culture in my center for 1 year.
Okay, all right. There's a lot to speak about on what are the issues of the people of the community. You spoke about the role of the government, and the government does play a very important role in also protecting their rights. What are the key issues for them? We're going to be speaking about that, and also we're going to be meeting the women of the community as well. So traditional craft that is practiced by the Toda community is the embroidery that you're seeing here, and it is largely in red and black patterns and geometrical designs. Is there a reason for it? Tamina is also joining us to tell us a little more about it. It looks so stunning and it has been woven so well. We're learning so much about the community. There's so much interest about it, but they're also so unique in so many of their cultures. But as we speak of the elections, what is their role in the elections? Are they part of the elections? Do they have their voter IDs?
Very much. The Todas are very much fervent voters. And come every election day, the next day you'll find all the newspapers, covered with the tribals, especially the Todas in their colorful attire, voting. So on the voting day, take it from me that you will find that the press people are all there to cover the Todas voting because they're so colorful, thing. And to show that the indigenous people who've been here for thousands of years, because now it's been proved that the Todas are here about almost 4,000 years ago, that they are very active participants in our electoral democracy and also very proud citizens of this country.
I also want to ask you on what the key issues are for them. Does it get voiced in the election process and even otherwise? What are the key issues for them that matter in the elections? Is it jobs or is it protection of their rights? Is it land ownership, the forest bill? What are the key issues for the community?
See, at the moment, I would say the Forest Rights Act is now being implemented in Tamil Nadu. And we have a very good administration who is very eager to give all the tribal communities of the Nilgiris their rights under the Forest Right Act. And progress has been made. We've all been sitting with them and getting all their rights documented and their cultural rights and other rights, etc. So there's a lot of wild life conflict with the human beings. And the people who are the brunt of it are the people who live in the forest. So there are people who are getting attacked by tigers, elephants, gore, bear, like that. So all these things have to be looked into. It's not just a compensation that should be given to the community when somebody dies or gets injured.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show. With that, we also get you a glimpse of a cultural performance very unique to this community. That's what we show you next. In just a few days from now, the people of Nilgiris, along with the rest of the state, will elect their next government. And it's a battle that's increasingly looking like a very tight three-cornered contest. But will the AIADMK be able to defend its western Tamil Nadu fortress, or could the DMK or even Vijay breach this region? We find out as our election yatra continues. So we spoke to the people from the region, and it's clear that for the residents and voters of the Nilgiris district, it is the local issues that are more important than the broader ideological battle that's playing out in the state. Those were the voices of the people. That's all we could bring for you in this edition of Times Now's Election Yatra. We meet you in the next episode from another location. Thank you for joining us.